All right, so we are here with LG taking a look at the brand new LG Thrill, the newest 4G 3D Superphone coming very soon to AT&T Wireless. LG is going to give us a quick tour of the device and run us through the specs.
Cool. All right, this is the Thrill for AT&T. A couple of real cool things about it is this is what we consider our superphone. So what we do is we think about it this way. 3D is a little bonus on here in addition to it being a superphone. So it's actually running Android 2.2 currently right now. It's going to be upgradable to Gingerbread this year. A couple of real cool things about it, it's very light. We definitely have some things that we added in there, such as pinch zoom to be able to customize it, create your own folders. So it's a real cool user interface that makes life a lot easier. It's also very simple to use, but the great thing about it, it's actually very light. Other cool things that we've done with the UI is we've added in widgets, shortcuts, folders, and wallpapers, all with a long hold on here. We do have some exclusive widgets that we've included in here, such as Friends Plus, Finance, Favorite Contacts, Weather, which is really cool. We've also created a folder content, and the reason that's important, in case you don't want your screen all cluttered, you would create just one folder on there, name that maybe Enterprise Applications. Put anything you want for enterprise or games all in there and still have a lot of real estate.
And this grid that we have right here represents a spot that you could put whatever icon you'd like,
Absolutely,
correct?
yeah. If I would tap in here into folders, I could actually drag this into any area of the folder in the area of the screen that I wanted to.
Excellent. Cool. So let's take a look at some of the stereoscopic 3D action this guy's got.
Absolutely. What the device uses is two stereoscopic cameras on the back. The reason that this is kind of important is we did a lot of engineering and thought process into the distance between the cameras. It's actually 2.4 centimeters, which is the optimal viewing for 3D. And that's the cool thing it does. It actually self-aligns. So every single time that you're done with 3D, it will re-self-align itself to make absolutely sure you're getting the best 3D experiences possible.
And those cameras on the back, shooting non-3D, it'll use a 5 megapixel sensor and it can shoot HD video?
Absolutely. It will shoot 720p HD video for 3D content, 1080p for 2D content, and 5 megapixel for your 3D and 2D shots.
Excellent.
Cool. Now, on the device itself, there's a couple different ways to get into 3D. You can have a shortcut on the screen, you can have a widget, or the way that I like to do it is we have a dedicated space key for 3D. So once we tap this, then we're going to drop into the menu system. And I know it's going to be difficult to see on camera, but what happens is the menu system even becomes 3D as well, which is nice. Now, one thing we do have exclusive on the device itself is our partnership with YouTube 3D. The great thing about that is you can actually record, share, and view content on the device itself. But the great way we can do it is once we record a video on there, we can actually simply go in and share that and upload that onto YouTube.
So with any other device currently on the market, you can't upload video to YouTube 3D directly from the device. That's exclusive to the Thrill.
The sharing part is definitely something that's exclusive to the Thrill.
And I will say that the 3D viewing angle, I know if you guys have seen stereoscopic 3D, or I know you saw my review on the 3DS or the Evo 3D, this one has a much wider viewing angle. You don't have to keep your head exactly the right spot. If you move your head a little bit, or if you're playing a game and you move your hands, the 3D effect does still stay, and you don't get that headache that you get with the stereoscopic 3D. At least I haven't had it yet.
Cool. Now, a couple of really cool things about the camera features on here as well is pretty much whether you're watching a video, playing a game, taking a picture, you can kind of create your own 3D content on there. So you can actually go in and tap over here, and you could actually control the depth on how much depth of 3D that you want on the device itself. So you can actually add depth or take away depth. So that's actually going to make the experience a little bit more personal. Another really cool thing about the device itself is the ability to change from 2D to 3D. So if I was going to take a picture right now, what I could do is I could actually shoot that in 2D, and then I can actually simply go back into the viewer here, and then I can convert that into 3D, and vice versa.
Oh, that's neat.
Which is kind of neat. So you don't have to actually go out and shoot two pictures. You can shoot one picture and toggle those back and forth.
And you can do that vice versa. If you shoot a 3D picture, you can toggle it back to 2D?
Absolutely. And the great thing about that is if you're trying to share that picture with somebody who doesn't have 3D content on their phone, then they could view that picture in 2D as well.
And if we were saying shooting a 3D movie, and I know it's got a HDMI port on the side, will it put 3D content out via that HDMI port to a 3D capable TV?
Absolutely. It is stereoscopic, so it will support passive and active technology via HDMI, and that's actually going to come out in 720p HD.
Excellent.
Now, one thing to bring up is it is going to be bundled with an HDMI cable in the box, a micro to a full HDMI, so that's actually good value as well on
That's
the
tremendous
device,
value.
which is cool.
So can we talk a little bit as you're going through this about the specs of the device?
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of really cool things to stand on the device. This is what we call a tri-dual configuration. So it actually uses the new Texas Instruments OMAP 4430 dual-core 1 gigahertz processor. And the good thing about that is actually very, very fast, but our tri-dual configuration means it actually has dual channels and dual memory as well. So each processor or core can access the memory simultaneously as well as the multimedia processor. And we're actually using the PowerVR SGX 540 for our multimedia processor. So each of those can access those memory modules simultaneously, making it a lot faster. So you're going to notice when you're, especially in your 3D experiences, there's not going to be any lag whatsoever. You can still have stuff running in the background on the device itself and still enjoy 3D just because of that capability of the device.
Excellent.
Cool.
And this is going to launch with 3D games as well, pre-installed?
Yeah, it will. We've actually got a partnership with Gameloft, and they've actually got a lot of 3D content on the device itself. So what you're going to have on it, I'll jump back in here and we'll get into gaming, is we're actually going to have Nova is going to be preloaded on the device itself. You're going to have Let's Golf in 3D, and you're going to have Asphalt 6 is going to be preloaded on there as well. And I know Gameloft is actually working on several other games. I know they're working on Spider-Man, Nova 2, so they're going to have a plethora of games that are going to be available on their site as well as into the marketplace.
Excellent. And front-facing camera on here, what's the resolution on that?
Absolutely. The front-facing camera is a VGA front-facing camera, and then of course in the back is going to be a 5 megapixel.
Excellent. Could we do a quick tour of all the buttons and speaker grills on here?
Absolutely. You're going to have a front-facing speaker up front. We've actually got a VGA camera front-facing. On the side over here, we've got our USB charging port, our HDMI out. On the back are our cameras with an LED flash, 3.5 millimeter headset jack. This is going to be a power and standby button. And on the bottom down here, we're going to have our 3D space key. And then these are going to be your volume controls.
Excellent. And this will support HSPA+, correct?
Yes, it will.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome.